Okay, Dan, if we can just talk about the new course a bit now. Now, whereas the old course is a very tight course, like you said, it's far more galloping, the new course, would you say?
Yeah, it is. Not by a whole heap, but it is. It is a bit. It's more by its layout rather than
and it's a bit longer,
circumference.
Slightly longer.
Slightly longer. Over hurdles, I think there's actually only 2 hurdles jumped in the last 7 furlongs.
Wow. Yeah.
So it gives you an idea of. Horses being able to come from so far back is because they're getting into a rhythm, they're getting their momentum up, and there's not hurdles getting in their way. So you get a lot of horses stay on quite well around there. Also, because there's no hurdles fewer hurdles to jump, there's not so much sort of to-ing and fro-ing and looking for room to jump the obstacles in. So you can often find that horses and jockeys are travelling better with a bit more space around here than they are around the tighter track.
Yeah. So would you say it'd suit an ex-flat horse better on the new track than the old?
Well, it depends if it's a stayer or not.
Yeah, because they're all longer hurdles.
If you've got a 10 furlong horse, you definitely want to be on the old course. But if you've got a sort of a
I'm just wondering about all the galloping between the hurdles. Yeah.
Well, the hurdles come up quite quick down the back straight on this track, but over once you turn down the hill then there's only one in front of you, and then basically it's a long staying trek up and over the last of the line. Yeah,
because you often, even from the second last, you can see a whole race change complexion, can't you?
And you can get it to the stands rail. I think on this track, the stands rail is quite important for the hurdlers because it's such a long slog that a rail really helps them
to guide them up.
Yeah, it does help.
Yeah. And on the chase fences, again, you've got one more chase fence, haven't you, on the new course? You've got 10 chase fences as opposed to 9. And is that fourth last on the top corner?
Yeah.
Is that the one that's moved from the Arkle?
Yeah.
The Arkle stand,
Yeah. And now that the second last on the old course has moved
into the straight.
Yeah, I'd say this is now the most difficult fence to jump at Cheltenham.
Would you?
Yeah. It's just as you've turned, or in fact you land, you go 3-4 strides and you turn to go left-handed down the hill again. So a horse can be unbalanced, especially if you've got a horse that's inexperienced or a horse that's getting a little tired. You can often sort of run into trouble there. I've seen horses also going too well and sort of getting over keen and actually running into the jump. That's the worst thing that can happen because the ground,
even on the longer races where they're going round twice, they can have trouble with that
and the
fence.
Ground runs away to the right hand side a little bit as well, and the way that the bend is laid out, obviously the emphasis is getting on pushing the horses outwards.
Yeah.
So the horse's natural instinct is to sort of push itself away from it. Some horses change legs there going into the jump, which is not a good situation to be in.
And you say that's why you see quite a few peck on landing.
That's why you see a lot peck on landing, and you see a good few fall.
Yeah.
And then you fire on downhill. Then the brave men kick like hell into 3 out. If you jump that well and you land running, you've just got to hope that you've not used up too much gas and been over brave to get up the hill, because it's a long way home.
It's nearly 3 furlongs, is it? Up from that,
it's a long way home, and if you don't jump 4 out well and you don't jump 3 out well, you need to be well handicapped or significantly better than the field to win from that point, because you don't normally win if you jump those 2 badly.
Right, yeah. So, but you still see, even in the chases, you can still see horses come from further back, can you? Even if
from round here you can.
Yeah.
And I think that's got a little bit to do with the nature of the 3 out and 4 out. You can be a little bit protective 3 out and 4 out if they've gone very hard in front, and you can swing wide turning in. Your horses are tiring up the rail because they've been in front for a while. You can get by them, and you'll often see it'll look like slow motion finish after the last in a lot of races that are run on this track, because it's a long way. Do you think that's why
Cato, obviously we've got Cato behind you, is that why Cato did so well there, because he just had this engine to keep going?
Yeah, Gold Cup winners a league apart, really. From the modern ones to the old, the old ones, they all sort of kept going until they were pulled up. And that's what makes those stayers great, is that they don't stop until they're told to stop. So it's the type of horse. Denman was that mould, wasn't he? Yeah, he was, and Denman did it the old-fashioned way. Sam Thomas kicked him in going into 4 out. He winged that. He was even braver going down to 3 out, and he kept kicking. And he got a break on the field after 4 out, and everybody had to chase then downhill,
Yeah.
3 out. A couple of them missed it, which put them on at a disadvantage, and they haven't got a chance then to get a breather in before they've got to climb the hill. So you've got to attack.
Yeah.
If you've got a really aggressive attacking horse, it's a great, you know, it must be a great track to ride around, because you know, you can put everybody under pressure. But if you're on one that's, you know, getting there and you know, and getting there a stride quicker than it wants to be going, it must be the worst place to ride around, especially the last 4 jumps.
Yeah, because it'll suddenly start slowing right down, will it?
Yeah.
Now, well, that's great, and we'll look forward to this first Dan Skelton Gold Cup winner then.
Yeah, that'll be handy.
That'll be nice, yeah. All right, thanks for your time on that. That's
All right.
great, thanks.